Welcome to Subramani. Should you measure how much money you have and how often should you measure? Recently, a friend of mine asked me that have I not reached the level where I don't need to measure how much I have? I said, yes, Sanat, it is not necessary for you to measure how much you have, but I know that last week you had helped a person whom you do not know with a medical gift, I would say, because it's not a loan, of rupees 10 lakhs. He gave this to a friend's office peon stroke clerk, I really don't know. He said that guy has some medical problem, so he just gave out a blank check of 10 lakhs and said go and give it to him. Whenever he needs, he can use it. Now, even to do charity, you need to know whether you can give away 10 lakhs without asking your wife and without batting an eyelid, and right, so that's important. So whether when you're younger, obviously when you're 24, 25, the only thing which you have is your income statement. You don't have too much of a net worth statement, but that is one statement which you should like to create, right? It doesn't matter whether you're 22, 23, your net worth is 30,000 rupees, 50,000 rupees, doesn't really matter, but create your net worth statement, and keep measuring it regularly, because that's the only good indicator of showing whether you're making your correct progress towards your goals. Are you creating enough wealth to meet all your goals in future? If you're a young person, your future goals could be marriage, having kids, buying a house, going on vacations. None of those goals have been fulfilled, right? So you need to know whether you're going in the right direction. Some salary may look very high on a CTC basis, and some take-home basis might be actually higher than the CTC which they mentioned. So some companies include everything. So you need to know how to measure your CTC and how to compare. You should not be just comparing apples and oranges. So you need to know how to compare. So you're bringing everything to the same base. So you should know how your CTC is calculated. You should know how much is your net worth. You should know how much is your asset allocation. Now, asset allocation, I have done another video saying asset allocation doesn't matter too much. However, if you are a businessman, going to the age of 25 with all your money in your own business, all your time in your own business makes sense. However, by the time you reach 35, you should be creating a portfolio of some debt funds, because your main business itself is equity. So you need to remove some money from your own business and put it into debt funds, because you don't want to take any risk in your portfolio. So if you're a doctor, maybe you should start investing in your spouse's name, because in case there is a claim for damages, etc., our courts can be very cruel, and it can just rip you off. So if you're young, you can keep some assets in your mother's name or your father's name, and then once you're married, you can keep it in your spouse's name. If you're a woman, keep it in your husband's name, perfectly all right. You will be able to get it back in case you want to, but in case you were to lose it because of a suit, then you could be in big trouble. So that is another reason why you should know how much is your net worth and where it is lying. Both, that is also important, right? How much is in equity, how much is in debt, it doesn't really matter too much if you're an employed person, because some debt is anyway getting accumulated in terms of your PF, etc. But if you're a businessman, it is very important to know where your assets are lying, because you don't want to be a 40-year-old and say, oh my god, my business has gone to zero, so my net worth has gone to zero. It can happen at 25. At 35, you can have maybe 80% of your money in your own business, but at least 20% should be outside. At 40, maybe 30%, 35% should be outside, especially as the size gets bigger. Don't get used to a lifestyle which requires a huge amount of money and then find that because your business went fat, you cannot manage that lifestyle. So see how much money you need for your lifestyle, see how much of that money has to be kept outside. So what are the numbers which you should really be monitoring? How much is your income? Yes, of course, it's important, especially if you're a businessman, to know whether you're growing. But then again, your net worth, your liquid net worth, and your liquid net worth minus some current liabilities, right? So that is the amount of money basically necessary to run your family if things go wrong. How much money do you have which you can raise very quickly? Maybe your business assets can't be raised, maybe your real estate can't be raised. In fact, that is one of the problems of the most expensive mistake that any person can make is a divorce. because it forces you to sell assets at a time when maybe you don't want to sell it, right? So you don't have a choice, but you have to pay off, right? So one of the worst and the biggest mistakes which you can make is bad marriage. So if you've had a bad marriage and the divorce always comes at the wrong time, the markets are down, you may have to sell your assets, you suddenly find you're 44 years of age, you don't have children, your children have been taken away, or your children have grown up and they've chosen not to stay with you or with your wife, they've gone independent, right? All those things could be happening, and you could be down to your net worth in a few lakhs from the few crores that you owned together, right? So you could lose a lot of money in a divorce. So it's one of the worst things that you can do. Sorry, I digress. But yes, knowing your net worth, knowing your liquid net worth, knowing how much your assets are, at what rate they are growing. For example, when you're a youngster, in your 20s, 30s, maybe even in your 40s, you want to know whether your net worth is increasing fast enough for you to meet your goals. When you're older, maybe when you're 65, you want to make sure that your net worth increase is more than the amount that you drew from it, right? So suppose you have a X amount of portfolio and you drew 10 lakhs for your annual expenses. The increase in your portfolio, if it is there, then it's fantastic. So you're able to withdraw 10 lakhs without hurting your portfolio. Your portfolio is actually going up even when you withdraw 10 lakhs. But then if your net worth has fallen, and your net worth has fallen by 7 lakhs, that's still good, because 3 lakhs has come out of some income appreciation or some income or something like that. But if your net worth is, let's say your net worth is 1 crore and you have withdrawn 10 lakhs, and the end of the year your net worth is 87 lakhs or something like that, it means you have lost 3 lakhs due to portfolio depreciation, and you're now a retired person, so you might have to reduce your rate, of withdrawal, right? So that could be a very strong message. Of course, it's possible that 1 year was bad and etc., but be careful about it. So net worth increase or decrease may not matter too much when you're 30 years of age, because you don't have too much of net worth. By the time you're 50, 55 and almost all your goals are over, then you have to still make sure that your net worth is increasing because of the market conditions and because of your contribution. That is important. But after you retire, you can't do anything, because if you find that your net worth is falling by a number greater than the amount that you have withdrawn, then you are in some trouble, because you do not know how long this money will last. So maybe you need to take up another job, maybe you need to withdraw less, maybe your spouse should take up another job, whatever it is. I'm not coming into the solutions, but I'm saying these numbers tell you all that. So monitor not just your income, but your net worth, your liquid net worth, seeing where the money is, what you can withdraw. And if you find that your rental yields are not good enough, and you're 70 years of age and you don't want to go around collecting rent and repairing and fixing the houses given on rent, it's a good signal saying, okay, my real estate is not doing well, my equity portfolio is doing well. Maybe because I'm 70 years of age, I want to reduce the complexity of my assets, not just the standard deviation of return. Therefore, I will sell my house and buy more equity, or I'll sell my house and buy more debt, whatever. Some of these solutions can happen only and only when you know your net worth and the breakup of your net worth, as to how much is in equity, how much is in debt, how much is in real estate, how much is in commercial real estate, how much is in real estate which I can't sell, right? Only when you put all together, even as a retired person, only when you put all this together will you know how to look at that net worth statement and decide what action to take. Thank you.